Demo day. I took that 30 seconds to really think, how am I going to start the first demo day of 2022? And the best I could do was demo day. There's too much pressure up here. Watching the clock tick down, I'm like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Anyway, hello, everyone, all of the ad insiders, everyone who's invested, period. It's been such a long time since the last demo day. I am so excited that this is happening again. We got 3 great demos lined up for you today. And let's not even delay any further. Our first demo up will be presented by our very own Kim Santee and Chris Swan. And it will be Atmosphere Pro. So Kim and Chris, come on up. And hello. Kim, feel free to share your screen.
I think Chris is going first.
You're sharing the screen and I'm talking.
All right. Hold on.
All right. So I guess while we're waiting, Chris and Kim, do you guys want to intro yourselves?
Yeah. So hi, I'm Chris. I'm an engineer at the Act Company. I've been with the firm now since last March. And I spend a bunch of my time on making things scale and making things automatic and making things safe for the engineers. But I've also been involved in producing Atmosphere Pro. And that's what we're going to be talking about. So Kim's almost ready there with the slides.
It should be up.
Yep.
Yeah. If you just go into presenter mode, that'd be perfect.
There you
All
go.
right. It's all yours.
So Kim, do you want to say hi and then we can dive in?
Hi, everyone. I'm Kim Santee. I lead and facilitate all of our sprints at the company, and I work on a multitude of other projects. Over to you, Chris.
So Atmosphere Pro is what it says here. It's a simple, private, and secure file transfer application. And so we put together this comparison chart for different ways that people can send files. And so, emailing files, it's really bad. So there's no end-to-end encryption, maybe no encryption at all. It's possible that you're sending stuff in plain text that can be intercepted on the way. Most email has got limits on the size of stuff that you can send. And there's all kinds of people can kind of poke their heads into your email. We think about text as a way of sending stuff. Actually, text is super limited. But very often now, the text applications we have on our phones are actually more general purpose messaging applications associated with those platforms. And they're a little bit more capable. But as you can see here, it's still a whole row of crosses because there's not a great deal of capacity and security in those applications. Facebook has moved over to using end-to-end encryption on their main application, sometimes referred to as the Blue app. But as you can see, still a bunch of issues on that. And then there's been file sharing apps like Dropbox around for a long time now. And they do a great job of helping people share really big files or multiple files. And they've also made a big point of selling encryption and saying, hey, we're really secure. We're encrypting everything that is being sent. However, they're the ones that are in control of the encryption keys, which means that the platform providers are still able to get access to your stuff. And when compelled, those platform providers are going to be handing it over to other people. So there's now end-to-end chat apps like Signal and WhatsApp. And WhatsApp is, in fact, based upon the Signal protocol. So a lot of commonality between those. Signal is definitely the better of the bunch in terms of privacy preserving. So they share much less metadata with people and are very deliberate about minimizing their logging. But the problem with those is that they're designed for chat. And so they've got file sharing capabilities, but that's limited to 100 megs. And so that's probably fine if you're just sharing a Word document or a few photos or something. But as soon as you get into video, that becomes really limiting, which is why we've built Atmosphere Pro. So Atmosphere Pro is built on top of our end-to-end encrypted everything platform, the app platform. It's capable of sharing files into multi-gigabytes. There's no hard limit on that. There's a soft limit, which is as a result of the capabilities of the devices that things are being sent from and to. And you're completely in control of the keys. And you know that because you're in control of the keys, only you and your recipient can view the shared files. And so that's why we're kind of positioning Atmosphere Pro as the best way of securely sharing files between people. All right, Kim.
And who holds the key matters, right, Chris?
Absolutely. It's the thing that matters the most. So if we look at how file transfer kind of typically happens today between our Bob and Alice, then one party is putting a file into a cloud-based file sharing provider, and the other party is coming along and getting the file out of that. But it's the cloud provider who has the keys, and thus the cloud provider can get into accessing the content as it's being shared. So if we flip to the next slide, this is what we're doing, the next generation of file transfer. So there's still a cloud service involved. So when somebody uploads a file with Atmosphere Pro, what's happening there is it's being encrypted and it's being dropped into a temporary cloud storage area, awaiting the recipient to come along and collect the file from there. So we hold the files in that temporary area for a week, but because it's been encrypted with Bob's key if Bob's sending to Alice, or Alice's key if Alice is sending to Bob, we can't actually get into the content of those files. And so Bob and Alice have got no concerns about whether the app company is peeking around inside of their stuff. Only they have the keys, so only they can get into the unencrypted file. So just to recap on the tech side of stuff, this is offering 100% end-to-end encrypted file transfer. It's peer-to-peer with a cloud service moderating that. And the app itself is now open source, which means that developers can take a look at how it's working. And if they want to, they can modify and repurpose what we've done there, perhaps to add file sharing as part of their solution for other applications being built on the app platform. And it's unlike most of the other file transfer solutions because we can't access the stuff because we're putting people in control of their own keys. So once again, flipping the internet. Back to you, Kim.
Thanks, Chris. So I want you guys to take a moment and think about all of the creative ways that you could possibly use file transfer in Atmosphere Pro specifically. So I've drafted up a quick matrix here to help you sort of think about the creative ways that you could use it. And trust me, there are many more ways that I'm sure we have not thought about outside of this matrix. But for example, I'm an employer and I need to send 1099s or W-2s to my employees. Atmosphere Pro is a fabulous solution for that. And actually one of our contractors is doing that right now. Or say I'm a travel agent and I need your passport and driver's license or credit card info. Atmosphere Pro is safe, secure, and simple, and a great solution for that. What if I'm a family member and I need the passcode to the ATM or something, or a credit card? Same thing. Super simple, super secure, super easy, and a great solution. The other thing I wanted to talk about, and Chris and I were talking about the other day, is that businesses, believe it or not, still use faxes. It's such an antiquated form of transferring documents around, and the administrative costs that are associated with that are astronomical, super inefficient. And so Atmosphere Pro is a great way to get out of the fax model. So let's go ahead and jump right into the demo. Tyler, is this going to come up if I screen share? Yes,
Bingo.
it will.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
Sorry, my phone is not cooperating. Okay, here we go. So I'm not going to onboard a new @sign, but I want to show you guys how you get to that screen. So this is what you, if you were just downloading the app for the first time, this is where you would land and come into. And what you would want to do is generate a free @sign. And so we have our onboarding interface here, and you can see all the fun @signs that come up. Snow coloring adjacent. Don't want that one? You can refresh another one until you find one that you think suits you. This is a really fun tool of ours, and we have a lot of fun. Here's one, Antique Batman Continental. Really cute. All right, so I'm going to go back. And I've got two @signs in use. One is @KimS and the other one is High Vibe. So we'll use KimS today. So say I want to send a file. I just access the right nav bar, go to my contacts, and I can pick anyone that I want to send files to. I can send individual files, or I can send files to groups. So I'm going to send one to Colin and Chris today since they're on the demo with me. I'm going to send a couple. Colin and Chris, check your phones. And you can see at the bottom, we've got a great sending snack bar. Shows you status of your files being sent. So we're just going to give it a minute. File sent. Super easy. Some other features that you probably want to know about are there's transfer history. This is where you can see the actual status of your files that were sent and received. And if you click on the blue text, this will actually show you the status of the file, who it was delivered to. And I'm just going to look at some history here so you can see it was also downloaded by these people. Did you guys receive the files? Did you get it, Chris?
Just double checking. Not yet.
Okay. So you can block @signs, say you don't want to receive something from someone, they've crossed a boundary, you want to block them. The files that you've received, there's another way to access. Any groups that you set up, which I don't have any, so it's probably why it's just a little blue spinny. Terms and conditions. It's a good idea to back up your keys if you haven't. Our privacy policy, FAQs, if you have a trusted senders list, if you want to delete an @sign, and then of course, if you want to switch @signs. Let's see if anyone sent me.
Okay, I've got it now, Kim.
Oh, good. Great. I wanted to go back into my transfer history and show, because Cheryl had sent me a W-2. Well, I'm not finding it. I don't know where it is. Anyway, that's the demo. Have I missed anything, Chris, that you think I should show?
No, I think you've covered all the highlights, Kim. Thank you.
All right, so now I have to delete out of this. There we go. Okay, so we kind of went through some of these enhancements. You can see on the hamburger menu, there's a red notification button that will come in. And then you also saw the visual cue at the bottom of the snack bar. I reached out to some of our fans to get a few testimonials, and I thought these were pretty cool. One person said, I love the simplicity with privacy of Atmosphere Pro, and a galactic airdrop on accelerated steroids. And then the exact use case I was talking about, she's using it to send 1099s and W-2s. And she said, I was looking for a solution to quickly and securely send 1099s and W-2s to the recipients. I found that in Atmosphere Pro. And we just launched our desktop version for Mac yesterday. So that's available in the App Store, and Windows is coming soon. So I invite you all now to get out your phones, download the app if you don't have it already, and start file sharing. Start thinking of creative ways that you could send files securely, safely, and simply to your friends and family or colleagues. And Tyler's going to share those links in the chat. Should you need those links right now? I think that's it, Tyler. Back to you.
All right. Thank you so much, Kim and Chris. That was a wonderful demo. It's always nice to see Atmosphere Pro and how it's been coming along. And now it's in the store. How exciting is that? I wish I could talk and text a link at the same time, but unfortunately I do not have that ability as of yet. Yeah, so I'm very excited. I have Atmosphere on my phone. I've actually sent a few files here and there. And oh, look, and even Barbara says the act company has talked to an investor and it'd be perfect for diplomatic papers. You know, that makes total sense to me. Who knows what type of really super secret information is on, governmental paper and whatnot. So without further ado, let's not take any breaks here. We're always on the grind for demos. We have 2 upcoming demos from one person. He's a legend, the man himself, and a co-founder of the act company, Colin Constable. What a cool introduction. How do you feel?
I'll take it. Absolutely take it. So I wanted to show a couple of things, and hopefully the demo gods stick with me. Everything's live here, so
I believe in you.
There's an awful lot to demo.
All
so
right.
what I wanted to start with was what we lovingly call the snack bar series, which is essentially it's really built on something that I came across when I was learning Flutter myself, which was the snack bar demo. It's sort of, for me anyway, a bit of a famous demo in Flutter history. So this is it. So let me just get this on the screen so you can see it. And it's when you're learning Flutter, they've got some great stuff to see on flutter.dev, and you can actually use an on-screen editor and start running real code inside your browser. So there's a bunch of code there, and you can see what it is. And this thing just caught my eye when I was learning Flutter myself. And essentially, what it does, it fires up a button on the screen, and you can run it, and it will run. It's a snack bar demo, and you have a button here, and when you click the button, a little snack bar pops up. This little widget here is called a snack bar, and you can see, yay, a snack bar. It sort of pops up. So really super simple stuff, not too much code to look at. There's some really sort of neat ways they get this to work. And I thought, well, that's a great demo, and I learned a lot about how to run Flutter. I wonder how I can join that together with the app platform to make the app platform also send snacks, because I like snacks. So if we go to @dev, our dev site, we can see right now, and this is really down to Xavier and Tyler to put all this stuff together. We can actually try out the app platform live and direct. So we're going to do that right now. And it's quite literally just five steps to send yourself a snack. So let's run through those. Right now. If I can get my cursor in the right place. Here we are. Here's a command line I have prepared. And we need a command line prompt. There we go. And these are this easy, so we can just cut and paste. We'll do all that good stuff. And we can install the demo app. Literally, this is cut and paste, and I'm going to put it in my folder. And this will actually create the app itself in a folder called Test for Demo Day. And it just takes a couple of seconds. There we go, and that's it. And we can change directory into Test for Demo Day. If I could spell. And if we directory here, you can actually see the full directory. This is a full Flutter app up and running. So it says like you can cd into your folder and run the demo. So actually, I'm going to do that in an IDE. So we'll close that down so you can see the IDE. If I can get that up and running, here we go. And Snackbar sender. Here's the IDE, and you can see this is a full application. I'll run it up, and I've actually got that application up and running over here. So I'll bring that over. So the application actually looks like when you run it up. It actually asks you for your @ sign. My @ sign is eventual blacksmithing. And it says I can send myself a snack. So I'm going to send myself a snack. Oh, it's a Mars bar. Excellent. So the next step is onboarding. I've actually done this already. It's just to save some time in demo day. And I've got a send snack. So it says in here what's my @ sign. So it's @eventual blacksmithing. And inside the browser. And I should be able to send myself snacks. Send us AgNet bar. We'll see whether the demo gods are with us today. Obviously not. Said the Milky Way. What did I do wrong, Tyler? Did I type their name right? That's what I did earlier. Yeah, I spelled the @ sign wrong. So let's just refresh. I noticed that. Send myself a snack. My screen here is very small, so eventual blacksmith thing. Yeah, that I suspect. Right, send myself a snack. This is an Android emulator over here, and the Android emulator is sending a snack, and the web page should pick it up. So I can send myself a snack from a Flutter app over to this app here, and I'm not too sure why that is not working. I did have trouble with my machine earlier on. That's why I was struggling a little bit with some network issues. Let's see if we can kill this off a second. And we'll run it again. And I want to show you working clearly. I'm just running the application again in the UI. We can onboard the @ sign. Says it's onboarding. Send myself a snack. Let me just move this out the way so I can see it. I spelled the @ sign wrong again. I don't know if anybody else is shouting. That does not say eventual blacksmithing. So let's refresh this page again. I'm obviously having typing problems. Eventual. All right. Let's get ready for snacks. There it is. Look at that. So we've in a couple of minutes, if I could type right, then we've got an application that's actually running on an Android emulator. So we can see, here's the IDE, and you can see the application is running here. This is the log file here on the application. This is an Android emulator. So this Android emulator could be just a regular Android machine. It's sending a snack. You see the log go there, and it will pop up on a web page. So this is sending snacks using the app platform from an Android machine over to the app platform. And this is actually a Flutter web plugin here in an iframe that's actually picking up that snack. So we're sending snacks across the internet. And I say this Android emulator could be running anywhere in the world. Doesn't matter where it runs. So we are sending snacks, but that's not actually end-to-end encrypted snacks, because this is obviously a web browser. It's not. I didn't authenticate, so it's sending snacks, but they're not end-to-end encrypted. So if you click here, there's some detailed instructions on how to get end-to-end encrypted snacks working. So let's have a look at that. Let me see if we can move that out of the way. Move that out of the way. And essentially the instructions basically take you through exactly the same steps using Add App to create the app. It's your app. You don't have to do any Git clones or anything. And I have that actually prepared earlier. And I will bring it onto screen. Again, if my mouse would cooperate. Alrighty. So this is the code you actually end up with. It's not a huge amount of code. It's actually all in one file. And we have actually two emulators this time. So we'll run up on these two emulators. This is, again, Android emulators. And if I say Flutter run, and they're asking me where I want to run it. I want to run it on Android emulator number 2, and I'm going to get the other one to run on Android emulator number 3. And we should see snack bar apps firing up. So now we've got 2 Android machines, and that means that we can actually do end-to-end encrypted sending of snacks. So we'll get both of these onboarded. This one's onboarded, and it's logged in as at Neat Midnight Blue, and this one's logged in as Fancy Jigsaw Puzzles. So where do I want to send a snack to? I want to send a snack to Fancy Jigsaw Puzzles. And we'll send a snack that way. And we probably see it in the log files down here. And on this side, we'll send it to Neat. There's a snack bar that's arrived. Awesome. Midnight Blue. And we'll send a snack that way. So we'll send a Musketeers bar over to Neat Midnight Blue. And there it is. So we've sent snack bars in either direction. And the code, I mean, it takes maybe 5 minutes just to run through those things. And you can actually see exactly how the app line file works. And the key parts of sending snacks, that's actually just one line. You can see setting up here. And this picks up your snack bar. It's literally just this one line of code to pick it up. And up here is how to send it. So it gives devs, if you're sort of starting off with Flutter, you can start off with, say, my favorite snack bar demo, this one. And this is just doing it on screen here. Progress to sending it across, sending a snack bar from an Android machine over to a web browser, and then progress to this. And you're actually using the app platform to send end-to-end encrypted snacks, which is sort of amusing. But it does show you all the basics of the app platform, and you can start writing bigger and more complicated apps that I'll show you where I went from here in terms of actually using all this infrastructure and really simple SDK to get data from one part of the planet to another, end-to-end encrypted. So Tyler, I'll stop there because I've been talking too much and I made a few mistakes in the beginning, but it did all work. So the demo gods were good to me today.
That's all right. I think it all worked out for the best, even though we had a couple hiccups in typing.
Yeah, my typos. It's been a long day.
All right. Did you want to grab some water until
No, I'm good.
before our next demo? Cool. Well, let me introduce our next presenter, Colin Constable, presenting CatWeb. Now, what's really cool about this one is that Colin developed this app himself. Isn't that amazing? Colin's just full of tricks, aren't you? So
I was actually challenged by Kevin, so I'm not very comfortable, as you'll see, in the wonderful world of UIs. I have like zero skill to create really nice UIs. But I really appreciate the effort that goes into it, because it's actually not easy to think of the ideas. It's pretty easy once you've got the ideas to put it into Flutter. But I did not know how to do Flutter. So Kevin challenged me to write an application, and my hobby when I get time is amateur radio. So I figured I'd join the challenge up after some of that snack bar learning to write an app, and actually push myself a little bit more into that, and actually write an app that's useful for ham radio enthusiasts and get the application into all the stores. So when I mean all the stores, Flutter and the app platform can run on Android, iOS, Windows, and Mac. So my challenge to myself was to get it running in all those stores so people could use it. So
that's
right.
What I wanted
to show
you. Made snack bar too.
No snack bars in this, but there are ham radios.
That's
which
crazy.
we've gone from snack to ham. So
all right, I'll let you take it away again.
Alrighty, so let me show an amateur radio. It's probably the first thing. So this is amateur radio. It's an ICOM 7100, and it's live because you can see my hand here. And there's two important things with amateur radio. Is the frequency. This is the frequency in megahertz, so 7.333 megahertz, and what mode you're in. So at the moment we're in LSB, and we could go to CW and move back to SSB, lower sideband. So they're the two things that you need to know if you wanted to speak to me at the moment, and radio propagation was working. That would be the frequency you would have to tune your radio in at your end to be able to reach out to me. And so how do you know what frequency I'm on? Well, you don't, essentially. So that was a challenge. Well, how do I get this ham radio frequency and mode out onto the web in near real time? And that's what CatWeb does. So let's have a look and run up CatWeb. And it's a Windows app that you can get on the store, and it's popped up in my other window, so let me bring it down here. So here's the CatWeb, and it's saying, do I want to log in as @Colin? Well, I could do, but I actually want to run log in as my call sign. So everybody in the ham radio world has a call sign. Mine happens to be AI6BH. So let's log into there. I may have this running somewhere else. Let me see. I almost definitely have got it running somewhere else. This is the trouble with live logins, isn't it? So let me just fire it up on a couple of other devices. Here we go. Come on, demo gods.
While you're booting this up, Colin, how long did CatWeb take you?
It was probably 3 or 4 months, I guess, to get everything working. I had the demo up and working pretty quickly. That used, unfortunately, My machine's playing up again. Here we go.
That's insane. How did you find the time to, kind of manage an entire startup and develop an app at the same time?
I am not entirely sure. Most of it was probably joining together what I'm doing at work and this. So sort of joining those two things together. Let me just draw my Ethernet seems to be playing up. So let me just drop it.
All right. And I get to take over. So, well, let's see. What can we talk about? It has been
I'm back.
2 months. Okay, thank you. All right, thank you, Colin. He's back.
Yeah, I've had unfortunately I've had trouble with my Ethernet adapter on my phone and on my PC today, and because of that, every so often all IP connectivity on my device goes horribly wrong. So that's what happens. I just reset the Ethernet adapter. So this is Catweb running. I just logged in as AI6BH, and then we can see that. So essentially, this is a bunch of radios. These are radios that I've got, and this one's a 7100. So let's activate the 7100, and you can see that it's picked up. Catweb's picked up that it's running on 7.329 and its lower sideband. You can actually see the IP address that it connects to, and it's active. So now, if I change frequency on the radio, it's changed to 340. You can see it's reflected in Catweb. So that's great. But what's Catweb doing in the background? Well, what it's actually doing is updating my wavy page. So this is my wavy page for AI6BH. And you will see the AI6BH. If I go to my wavy page now, if I scroll down, you'll see it says this is the frequency I'm on. So this is the IC7100. This is a variable frequency oscillator. I'm on the A channel, and this is the frequency. So if I change frequency to let's change it to 350, it's updated locally on Catweb here. And just like the snack bar, we're sending information to this widget inside my wavy page in sort of near real time. It takes maybe 2 or 3 seconds just to update. So if you're looking to connect to me, then you know exactly what frequency I'm on, which is sort of neat. And if I decide to switch the radio off, if I deactivate it, it will deactivate and it will put up a message up here that I'm QRT, which basically means I've gone away from the radio for the minute. So there we go. It says I'm QRT, and we can switch it back on again. Let's just activate it again. So that's essentially that's Catweb in action. I did actually want to show you a couple other things as well, which is let's see whether I can get that to work because it will be neat to show you. But let's say I'll take questions. I'll show you. I'll show you what else I want to show you if I can get it up and working in the meantime. I guess Tyler.
Now, the coolest part about this demo, I think, was that the picture of the radio was actually your live camera, and then I saw your hand moving.
Oh yeah. This is definitely a live camera.
I didn't even realize that until you actually.
Yeah, this is definitely me. It's live. I mean, when we do demos, they've got to be live, right? So
these are all connected. All three of these: the app, the radio, and at Wavy, all at the same time.
Yeah, had to be done.
Wow. There's no way I could have done something like this.
It was a little interesting. I did want to show you something else, which is really annoying. That my demo. What I wanted to show you was, in fact, I might be able to do it on another machine here. Let's see. Yeah.
And where is this available? Where can people download this?
So you can actually download Catweb from any of the stores. So it's on the Android store, the iOS store, the Mac store, which is I guess the App Store these days.
Yeah.
And obviously Windows as well. So you can just type in Catweb and it will turn up. And yeah, you can just install it straight from there. And it's an open source bit of software. So you can go to the GitHub repo and take a look at the code, run it there directly, if that's what you would like to do. So this is actually running. This is a Mac, a window to a Mac, and you can see that actually running on a Mac. So it's running on a Windows machine, and it's running on a Mac machine at the same time. And what I wanted to show you was, obviously these are all the radios. If I wanted to add a radio, so I'm going to add a radio. You just click this button here, and let's call it Demo Day. Let's do it in capitals so it's easy to read. This is a Demo Day radio. And the IP address is 1.1.1 and the port number. This is how you connect to the radio. We'll call it that. And we will see there's a Demo Day radio over here. But also, if you keep an eye on this machine over here, obviously this is running CatWeb on a Mac, and it will get notified that there's been a new radio added. Because I didn't want this running and not sort of auto updating. So there it is. It's been updated on Demo Day. So this sort of gives rise to some of the interesting things you can do with the app platform. I mean, typically when you've installed something on one device, the devices don't sync up with configuration, and you have to you go into the next device and reconfigure that, and that gets pretty dull. I hate doing that sort of stuff. So the app platform actually, you can sync all the radios up. So what I wanted to show you is actually on Android and iOS, it's working as well. But as I say, I hit some problems with my interfaces on here. So if we want to delete this one now, we can delete it. I'll delete it on the Windows PC, and it'll just drop out on the Mac, and it will drop out on Android and iOS as well. So that was it, Tyler. It's about all I can do for you.
Colin, oh my goodness. Wow. How did you, everything?
Yeah, it's pretty amusing. So yeah, we can.
And this is your first, I'm going to try out Flutter. This is
my first app.
I want to see what your fifth one looks like.
Yeah, well, let's see. I actually got some feedback from the ham community. This is also on my Wavy page, and what the feedback was pretty interesting. What they wanted was a sea of people using it on a single web page. So you can go to a single web page and see all the radio operators and see which one's close to you and give them a shout out. So actually turning this into a CatWeb community is sort of where I'm heading. So I probably won't write another app, but I have promised a few people now that that new version, sort of community version of CatWeb, will be out before the end of spring. So
all right.
Watch this space.
We're looking out for it then. Well, thank you so much, Colin. You did, kind of 2.5 demos, with Snack Bar being 2 parts. And
and a faulty Ethernet interface in the middle of it. So that's why I was struggling a little bit. I need to swap out some hardware on my machine here, unfortunately.
Well, thank you so much, Colin. This is incredible. And I think this is a really good kickoff to our new year here at the App Company. And I guess that's kind of it for our demos. Since you're our co-founder, do you have any closing remarks?
I just love Demo Day, and I really liked Chris's and Kim's demo. Huge thanks to Chris and Kim doing that. I did get Kim's file, which was sort of good, and I did send her one as well. So that's been a lot of fun doing Atmosphere Pro with everybody, and start using that, everybody. And if you're a ham radio operator, if you know one, then by all means tell them about CatWeb. I'd love to get them involved as well. Awesome. It's been a lot of fun, Tyler. Thanks.
Thank you, Colin. And everyone, thank you for coming, and Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, anything in between. And let's look forward to another great year. Bye-bye, everyone.